Hey, it's Andrew Brown. In this video, we're going to take a look at Firestore, not to be confused with Firebase. So Firestore is a MongoDB compatible database, and I don't know, it's really good for real-time stuff. I know that for certain. Let's go ahead and create ourselves a new Firestore database. And so we have Standard or Enterprise Edition. Of course, we want to keep things cost-effective, so we're going to stick with Standard Edition. It says database ID is default here, and it's a permanent choice. I guess I don't care, but I probably want to change that. So we'll just call this to-dos. And then down below we have Firestore native or Firestore with data store compatibility. Today I just want to use Firestore native, which seems fine. Enables Firestore native server-side web and SDK. That sounds good to me. Allow anyone to view, edit, delete all data for the next 30 days. Deny all reads and writes by default. These rules apply for access controls. It sounds like restrictive is better. I mean, open sounds really easy and fun, but we'll stick with restrictive for now. And I don't need multi-region, so we'll just do a region, and we'll launch this in North America, Toronto. We'll go ahead and create the database. And we'll give that a moment to create, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is go ahead and create a collection. This is pretty standard for MongoDB, right? So here we're calling it tasks, and we can insert our first document. And I don't know where that came from. I guess it's just auto-assigned, assigned automatically. Hold on here. We'll try that again. Yeah, do we add another one? Does it just automatically do that? Okay, sure, why not? And so I'm going to have our name. And it'll be like, create Firestore database. And we'll have completed. Do we have a Boolean? We do. And I'll just set this to false. We'll go ahead and save that. And so now we have our first record. We'll go ahead and add another one. And again, it's just autofilling it. So this will be our next task. Because it's MongoDB or MongoDB-like, the idea is you can add as many fields as you want, and they don't have to be the same, right? So here, this will be completed again. Right, this will be populating database, populating documents into table. Maybe we'll set that as true. And down below here, we could add another one and say amount. And we're just being abstract about these values, right? Because they're documents. So now we have some data inserted here, and we're going to want to actually interact with this database, right? So I'm going to imagine, we do have a query builder as well, which is nice over here, but I'm going to imagine that we're going to probably use an SDK for that. So we'll go look up Firestore SDK, and we'll see what we have here. So there's like web, iOS, Android, Flutter. I want to do this server side. I don't want to do this via mobile applications. And so we have the SDKs here. We'll take a look here. They call them admin SDKs. I wish they had Ruby. I don't know why they have everything else, but they don't have Ruby. But I guess it depends on what you're doing. So these ones here, well, this is for Firebase, right? So let's say Google Cloud Firestore SDKs. Not Firebase, Firestore. Like technically Firestore is within Firebase. I just want to make sure I don't get confused there. And choose the wrong one. Do they have one for Ruby? Maybe there's a third-party one. I don't know. Apparently they do. So Cloud Firestore is a NoSQL document database built automatically scaling. I keep using Ruby because A, it's my favorite language, and B, it's really easy to use and learn. So it seems like there is one. But you can see sometimes documentation is a little bit hard to find stuff. So here it says Cloud Store, document database. I just don't know what gem to install. So we'll go ahead and I'll go use Cloud as a search. What gem am I installing to use this? Okay, maybe it is that. That'd be really nice if it is. We'll make our way over to GitHub here. And as per usual, we'll go over here and to our GCP examples. I've showed this many times, and I actually still have it running here, but I have a code spaces, so use whatever you want. I show you how to set this up earlier in the course. If you were skipping videos ahead of time, go back and find those videos. I repeat it multiple times over and over again. We'll go ahead and make a new folder here. This will be for Firestore. So we are here. I'm just going to make a new one here. This will be like basic Ruby. And we will CD our way into there. So I'm going to make a new gem file. So we'll say bundle init. And that will create us a new gem file. From here, we'll go back over to here, and we're going to grab this. And so now we have that there. We'll do a bundle install, and we'll see if that actually works. It looks like it is, so that's good. I'm going to make a main.rb here. And let's go take a look at the code that they've provided. This code might not work. Sometimes the docs are just wrong, but that's fine. If it is, we'll work our way through it, okay? So we'll go ahead and paste this here. So here we're creating a new Firestore instance, get a document reference. So I feel like there's more to configure than that, right? That's not going to make any sense. So what I'm looking for here is I'm trying to figure like, okay, how do we establish our connection, right? So in general, Cloud Store, library, service account, credentials to the Google Cloud account. Okay, and so there's some environment variables. We have the project. But again, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, how does it know what, what database to use, right? Because we're not seeing that option. So I'm going to go over here and say, all right, now how do I connect to a specific database for Firestore using this API? Let's see if this can find it for me. But I like to find things in the docs directly, but you can see that there's a lack of documentation. So here we're seeing project ID, database ID. That could be it. I'm not really certain if that's true or not. And it is bringing that credentials file in. I'm not sure if we need that either. But we'll go ahead and we'll copy this over and we'll see if we can work through this. I'm very hesitant with code that comes from LLMs. They don't always work properly. But we'll go ahead and do our best. So here I'm going to drop this down. We'll grab this ID over here. And we will paste it in here like that. The database is called to-dos. And all I want to do is just kind of like read out the contents of them. So I'm not worried about credential files yet. How can I print out all documents in a collection? There we go. So we will see if that works. And we'll go ahead and paste that in like that. Let's go take a look at what our collection was called. I already forgot what it was called, so we'll have to go check. It's called tasks. So we'll go over to here and we'll change this to tasks. Okay, and that looks pretty good. I don't know if we have to do any establishing connections. I didn't have this up. I had already had this up, so this might already be connected, but I did gcloud auth, login auth. And then I also did like application default or gcloud auth login. But I'll run through this again just in case. Right? But I'm already logged in, but I'll just do it again. We'll copy this one here. Okay. And I'm already set for this project. If you're not, you can set it manually, but we are setting it here as well, so it's less of an issue. I also did, but this was for when we were doing, I think, Spanner. I did this. I don't know if we actually need to do it for this, but I kind of feel like we do. So I'm going to do it anyway. If that doesn't work, we'll figure it out. Okay. And let's go ahead and see if this works. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. I'll do bundle exec Ruby main. That's just how you run it in the context of that. Either it'll work or it won't work. And so here we have it. It worked. So as simple as that. We didn't have to do anything special. I do think we probably had to do that application default for it to work. But there we go. We've integrated Firestore. There is a lot of cool features with Firestore, especially with streaming. But it is there, you know, if you want to use Firestore. I'm going to go ahead and delete this database because we are now done. There you go. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.